YouTube. It's a jungle out there, and we're doing something different this year. We're taking the show on the road, and we're here in San Francisco. Today's guest is Sara Davison, globally known as a divorce coach. She's a mother, an author, and my new best friend.
Oh.
Welcome, Sara.
Thanks for having me.
So, tell us about how you came to be the queen in your own jungle, live to date.
Well, I became a divorce coach because I went through a really tough breakup. So I discovered that my husband didn't want to be married to me completely out of the blue, and it hit me like a freight train. So as I was going through that, I was already a coach. I've been life coaching and business coaching, but I had no idea that my marriage was going to end. So I did a lot of that ugly crying on the bathroom floor, and then I decided I had a choice. I either stepped up and changed the trajectory of my life, or I could carry on being overwhelmed and devastated.
And you had no idea that your husband didn't want to stay married, or that it was unfaithful to you?
I had no idea. No, I actually thought there were a few issues in the marriage, but nothing we couldn't sort out. And yeah, I had absolutely no idea. So it was a complete surprise. And I talk about that in my book, Uncoupling, how I found out. But it was a complete shock to me and all my friends and family. And we worked together as well. So it had a massive ripple effect on my life, not just my relationship, but also my working life too.
Your business, and the family, and the children. And how were you able to deal with that? How were you able to turn it around for you?
Well, luckily I had some great friends and family, so that really, really helped. But actually I decided to combine my coaching skills, so I've been coaching for about 15 years at that point, with my breakup experience. Going through a divorce is just a whole new world, and I had no idea how tricky that was going to be. So I decided to combine the two and test and try different tools out from my coaching experience just to see if it would help. And those tools that I finessed and tweaked over those 2-3 years of going through the divorce are exactly what are in my books and my podcast, and that I share with people all over the world.
Interesting. And I read your book, as a matter of fact, and I love it.
Oh,
You gave me some new tips.
Oh, fab.
Okay. So let's look at one of your darkest moments and how you came out on the other side more resilient and more powerful.
Well, I think it's got to be those early days when I had no idea what was around the corner, and then discovering that my husband not only didn't want to be in a relationship with me anymore, but he was madly in love with somebody else. And then to watch them move on together, because they lived in the same development that I did with my son. He was only 1. And obviously I still had to work with my ex, so it was really tough. And going to business meetings and having to carry on with everybody knowing.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, it was tough, it was really tough. Plus the divorce was quite acrimonious, so it was just very, very difficult. So yeah, I guess that was the turning point for me. It was either it was going to break me, or I had to or make me. Yeah, and I'm a big believer that you can turn your pain into your power. And when you go through a big trauma in life, no matter what it is, that there's always lessons to learn. And it's about looking for those lessons and saying, okay, it's painful, but I need to learn those lessons now, and I need to channel my energy into something that's going to help me, empower me to get back up on my feet, back in the driving seat of my life, and focus on the future rather than this mess that I seem to be in at the moment. So that's really what I did. And a lot of the tools that I've developed are around taking your power back, getting more clarity, and then shifting your focus to the future so you can move forward.
And usually there's a saying that when one door closes, other two will open, and it's the reason why, it came to an end.
Yeah, I always believe everything happens for a reason and serves a purpose. And now I can see that happened to me because I was going to take that information and enable other people to cope better with breakups. So yeah, in fact, looking back, that really tough, awful time was actually a gift.
Exactly, because now you're a better person, a better woman. Now you have the experience you can teach others.
Yeah, and I do think that adversity makes you stronger. Or it can do. If you learn the lessons, it can definitely make you stronger.
All right, yeah, trust me. I learned that lesson twice. Okay, so you meet people sometimes at the lowest point of their life. In that moment, what is the one easy tip to shift out of this as quickly as possible to a path of growth towards the light?
Gosh, I mean, there's so many ways, but yeah, I mean, I do meet, most of my clients come in pretty broken or upset or stressed or feeling stuck. And again, everybody copes differently with breakups. So some people are angry, some people are sad and crying all the time, and other people, quite honestly, are quite happy that their ex is gone, but they feel super stuck. So how do I move forward? Where do I go next? What does the future look like? So I always say, you know, people usually fall into one of two camps. Either they see the future as a blank canvas where it's just they don't know what that looks like, so again that keeps them stuck, or a black hole, and that's terrifying. So you can't move towards either of those. So a lot of the things that I do with my clients, and obviously I train people to do what I do too, so I train them to do this too, is to work with their clients to throw colour on that canvas. So we create a picture that they can move towards in the future. And then the black hole, I say we've got to shine a light into that black hole to light it up so they can see their way through that. Because you can't move forward unless you know where you're going. Like I always say to people, you'd never leave your house in the morning if you didn't know where you were going.
You have a plan,
yeah,
an agenda.
Exactly.
So basically, you go through all these emotions. There are like 5 or 6 emotions, you know, anger, sorrow. You go through them. How long do you think it will take a person to heal before they go into another serious relationship? Because usually it's like a rebound relationship, and then that's
Yeah, I always say my clients in the beginning when they come, like they have 2 criteria for finding a new partner. 1, they have a pulse. And, and 2, they show them 1 sign of affection, and then they do what I call limpet mode, where they sort of sucker themselves to this poor person, thinking, I'm never going to be alone again, I've found someone. But that's not the right basis to start a relationship, obviously. So we have to go through a much deeper process of looking at what you want, but also what you need from a partner. And this is something that is quite difficult to do. A lot of us will look at people and go, oh yeah, that person's attractive, and we know what we're physically attracted to. But that isn't what the success of a relationship is all about. The success of a relationship is about, are you compatible? That doesn't mean being the same. What it means is that you complement each other. Yeah.
Basically, he's an addition. He's not someone that's going to take away from you or consume you, but he's just an atom. It makes it more fun.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it's looking at, you know, your values, the things that are important to you. A lot of people that say, for example, have been betrayed in the past. In order to learn those lessons and bank them, and if we don't bank them, life has a funny way, doesn't it, of teaching us those lessons over and over again. So we've got to bank them. But if someone's cheated, then obviously loyalty and honesty are going to be top of their values list. So what we find is that we have to prioritize that. So when you're dating, we're going to be looking for, you know, is this person being honest? Is this person loyal? Have they been loyal in the past?
Learn to look at the red flags.
Absolutely.
Well, I've been married twice, and they've been unfaithful to me. So what do you think? Is it that I choose the wrong partners, or?
I definitely think that we have to get better at choosing the right partner.
Correct.
Yeah, because you know it's not who shows interest in us and then we make it work. It's choosing
the
right. Yeah, we have to choose. And do they meet this criteria then? So are we attracted to them? Is it what we want? But also, is it what we need? Do we need emotional stability? Do we need loyalty? Do we need fun? Do we need adventure? Whatever it is for the individual. So we've got to be very specific about what we want. But then also, I always say, let's create 5 must-not-haves. And this is our safety net for dating, if you like. So there are 5 things that are absolute deal breakers. So for example, if someone's rude, or if someone lies, or maybe for you it's someone takes drugs or smokes or isn't, you know, healthy. But the things that really for you are non-negotiable, they become the 5. You can have up to 5.
Your foundation, or you're not going to negotiate.
Yeah, and if that comes up, you deploy your parachute and you exit the building immediately. Yeah. No second chances, no, or maybe I can change him. None of that. It's, no, you're not right for me, and you're out.
Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I think that's it. You have to become selfish and love yourself.
Yeah, it's
in order
self-care.
to pick the right person. And how long is the process? How long is your process?
So, I mean, I have retreats where I fast track people through the worst of their breakups in 2 days. But again, when you're talking about, and I know that was your question, like how long does it take? Really, it's when you decide. Like, when are you ready? Like, do the work. Obviously, I think it's important to do exercises like the one we just described. But I think, it's about not being scared to jump in again. A lot of people are saying, I don't want to date because I'm scared, or when am I going to be ready? Well, look, you can start slowly. You can do small steps. Dating apps are fabulous for that because you.
I know that. I've been there.
Yeah, because you have to meet meet anyone. You don't have to get dressed up. You don't have to put makeup on. You know, you can literally do it in your comfy clothes on your sofa whilst watching TV. Swipe to the right, swipe to the left. Start chatting to people, and actually that builds confidence. You don't have to meet them, and it's not actually about meeting Mr. Right or Miss Right. It's about meeting Mr. or Miss Right now in order to build your confidence. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, and just step by step, go in slowly. Once you've defined what you want and need, and your 5 must not haves, and then see how it goes. But I think it's about slowly building up your confidence. But it's natural to want to put it off because it's our body protecting ourselves from going through that hurt and pain again. But again, you're going to be hurt because you'll be lonely if you wanted to be in a relationship. Yeah.
That's part of it. Correct. So what is a project you have brewing that you're excited for?
Ooh, lots of projects. I guess like I'm building my Heartbreak to Happiness online support groups at the moment, which are online Zoom meetings. Anyone can jump on, general public. We have people coming on from all over the world. They're run by my accredited coaches. I train people to become breakup and divorce coaches in my training school. So I pay them to run the workshops for me. And what they do is they give coaching support and advice to people who are going through heartbreak, and it enables people to meet their tribe, meet other people going through similar situations, see them on camera, have a chat, swap stories, friendships are formed, and actually going through it with other people, and it's a very positive vibe. Yeah, exactly. It's very empowering and it moves them forward. So I'm excited about that because we have people all over the world joining those. And that really does, I mean, we get such...
Is it a one-to-one or is it like a group?
It's a Zoom meeting, so it's group when you can see everyone, yeah. So it's really good. And it actually, if you think about it, there's help for everything else, right? If you've got an alcohol problem, you go to AA. Or if you want to lose weight, you go to Weight Watchers. But if you're heartbroken, which, let's face it, happens to pretty much everyone on the planet at some point.
On their life, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, right? So, but there's no specific help. I mean, I guess you can go to therapy, but again, obviously there's some great therapists, but they're not necessarily specific in breakup and divorce. So what we do is we can fast track because we're specific and our tools are tailored to help for those key issues. So yeah, it's a great way to fast track your way through. So that's why I created those groups. So
I might have to join one of those.
You're very welcome.
Okay, what is your favorite part of being able to change, make an impact in the lives of the people that you affect?
I think it was always my mission to turn what happened to me, that pain, into my power and make me stronger. And I think as I've come through this, I also am the patron of a domestic abuse charity as a survivor of a toxic relationship. So for me, I think I'm reaching more people, and more people are able to cope not only with the emotional roller coaster, but also those practical challenges that we all face going through a breakup, you know, becoming a single parent, rebuilding our confidence, finding our feet again, you know. So I think for me, being able to reach more people than just me doing it, now I have my training school and now I have these online groups, that for me is something that, you know, I get messages from people all over the world every day saying that they've read my book or they listen to my podcast, Heartbreak to Happiness, and it's just really helped them get through super tough times. And that to me makes it all worthwhile, that pain is now actually...
Yeah, they're not alone in the world. There's more people out there going through the similar.
Yeah.
Where can our listeners, viewers, find out more information on you and follow you on social media?
Well, my website is saradavison.com, so that's SARADAVISON.com, or on my Instagram, so Sara Davison Divorce Coach. I always post up there little talky stories in the morning, little top tips and advice. So yeah, lots of different ways to find me.
So Sara, thank you for joining us today here from San Francisco. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks so much for having me. It was great.
Thank you. This and new episodes wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.